Holy shit. Front, and when you crank it, no gas comes out. So this is my new E38. This was a parts car turned not parts car. Check it out. Alright, so fresh off the marketplace, we have a Ford gray E38 that doesn't have a back window. Got a very nice interior. I say that kind of shockingly. But now the job is to make it run. Or we're going to park out. Find out at the start, we'll figure it out. So again, very nice interior. Not hazardous in here at all. Got the open air experience going on. Got the wood delaminating right off the lights. It smells phenomenal in here. It really does. Really does. I love it. It has also had undoubtedly some extra guests in here, as judging by all of this, quite a few, and for some time. But I'm here to check on this. This is not scary at all. Holy shit. He said just get your shit and it's every man for himself. So what we've done so far is we try to start it, and the first thing I noticed is that one of the throttle bodies clicks when you turn it and the other one does not. So this one does not, this one does. So when you first turn the key on, like these guys do a little adjustment to kind of open up. This one doesn't. So that's something to throw out of sync. I have been checking some of the fuses and all that. I haven't really gotten very far with any of this. There are various relays for the DME and stuff like that. You've got a battery in there. The other thing I noticed with this car is this little bit of quarter damage there. That's fixable. But honestly, because of the rest of the condition of this thing, if I was a crazy person, which many would say I am, I could probably save this car. But is it worth doing? Like if it was my personal car, sure. But as it stands, for something to just move, is it doable? Yes. But the guys would have to pay me to do it, and it would just take so much work. Like I told them, I've got glass, I've got bumpers, I've got, we can clean all this shit. I've got a parts car that has another 750, same interior. And a lot of the stuff on this car is in decent shape. Like this glass, not delaminated or anything like that, which is great. So I might even end up getting this from mine. But new carpet, it's got a K40 in it, which is pretty slick. But overall, I mean, yes, while I can see through all of this stuff, it's just the little bits of shit that nickel and dime you on these things. So we can get it running. That's going to be the first thing. And also this color is just fantastic. I've never actually seen it in person, but it's this grayish, bluish, almost purple kind of hue to it. But yeah, first place to start is right here. See if we can get it to run. So I've got those batteries back there. We're going to get a charger. I'm going to jump them together, get a little more voltage. And we're going to start there. We're going to sync the throttle bodies. And we're going to see what we can do. Alright, so I took the fuel pressure regulator off. Get right up front, and when you crank it, no gas comes out. So we're gonna go ahead and change the pump. I think it's just moisture sitting in there, but
no,
I don't see. It's a little dirty in there, but I think we didn't put too much.
You probably get with this rag if you wanted to.
Yeah, you didn't put too much gas in it to keep me from getting. Oh yeah, that wasn't gonna do shit.
I'd say that's pretty fucked.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get that out. But that should mean that if we crank it now, gas comes out up there.
We're driving on these tires or those tires?
I couldn't tell you, honestly. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah. Runs really good. Sounds better than the one I just got. At all. So I was told it needed a throttle potentiometer. That ain't doing shit. But like I said, that one that I bought, they just need to be resynced in order for them to work. So it might not actually need it. So they ain't doing shit. 2, 1, and nope. That one didn't work. Yeah, so this guy is up to a potentiometer, which is, let me show you. Right there. So they installed a potentiometer, which is great. They hooked it up and everything. The problem is, it doesn't go to this car because that plug and this plug are different. This goes to like a Z3 or something. Not this car. This one, which I got from the yard a couple years ago, does go to this car. Ah, you're good. So you got a Bosch unit. That's what we're taking out. Which is, again, wrong plug. And then the Siemens unit. It's supposed to go in there because these cars are running. So take the old one out and the right one in, and we're plugged in the appropriate orientation and all of that. I've just done the throttle body, adaptation thingy. Nothing yet, so I gotta do it again. It worked. Revs up well. Hell yeah.
As soon as you're out of that, I should
Right off the fan, yeah. I don't even hear it missing it.
No, just sounds good.
Get all that extra shit gas out of it, but
We could already cycle into bad territory. It's probably.
yeah, this runs really well. It fires right up every time. Throttle response is fantastic. So I'm gonna drive it. It's been sitting for, I don't know, since like since last registered in like 2015, something like that. Let me see why the hood's not closing. There we go. That. And this thing idles phenomenal. That's the biggest thing that'll make me want to keep a car is when you start it and it sounds like that. That's great. All the windows work. So I'm not getting, as if I would with the thingy being the way it is, but put it into reverse. Fucking buttery smooth. That noise is a piece of plastic underneath it, so don't worry about that. But power steering, Servotronic is fantastic. And so I'm gonna fucking drag the whole time. Yeah, it's gonna drag the whole time. Let's go ahead and fix that, because that's gonna be fucking irritating. Brakes feel good though. So I adjusted that. It should be less shitty. Still a check engine light. So it's gonna drag a little bit, but power-wise, gets on the fuck down the road, I'll tell you that. That is really irritating me. I have to go back. I'm gonna screw that in to the floor or something because this is pissing me off. But over that, the throttle response is fantastic. The power steering, Servotronic, and all that is just cherry. But this runs way better than the one I just got. So since it's been screwed in, this feels a little better. Let's adjust our steering wheel, because that works. These tires don't feel too bad. Nice casual stroll through the neighborhood. This thing runs fantastic. It actually runs better than my E38. I'm not gonna lie. Still no check engine light. It's been a couple minutes now. Gonna head that way. Give it some beans. Oh shit! Yeah, that's decent. Damn. That's just decent. Wow. No blinker, but we're in a BMW, so who cares? Yeah, this This thing is smooth, man. This is really smooth. Got the nice Lando lay going on back there. You know, open air experience, open top, if you will. Sunroof doesn't work because it's probably full of shit. Again, this car sat for probably, last record I saw was in 2020, and that's if that's even accurate. So I don't know what I don't know when the last thing was done to this car or whatever. But it's that's why I like these old 12s, man, because they just run really well. Like, really well. Especially when they're sorted. Alright, let's give it some more beans. We're getting back to the guy's house here. Oh, the fuck was that? Light work.
That's cool.
Light work.
Absolutely.
Let's check it out.
It's real.
Check it out. Good. There. The way that this ended up happening, okay, is that a series of events occurred. Now, the tire that you're looking at right now belongs to a wagon. Belongs to a E38 wagon. Now, this car was supposed to be a parts car, actually. So we bought it, back windows busted out, as you saw, and everything like that. And then the idea was to get it running. Now, I had just, you heard me mention in here, bought another V12, which I'll have a video on soon. But it didn't run very well. Only had 80,000 miles on it, and just, well, so that was basically out the door. And then we ended up getting this car here. And again, the idea was, if I could make it run well, you know, we can kind of see what we're going to be dealing with. Is this going to be a good car to take the engine out of, and so on and so forth. So I ended up with it. But then, you know, as you heard, the more that I drove it, the better it got. And I was just like, that's tough. So I looked at the paint. I was like, I can see through this. So I looked at the interior. I was like, I can see through this. Like, okay. So then the wagon ends up being too rusty. And he's like, well, Merry Christmas. So he bought another E34 sedan that needed some doors. I happen to have an E34 door set sitting at the house. And so I went into the shed and I got the doors that he needed that were rust free. Took him up to St. Louis, and he just kind of breaks the news on me like, hey, Merry Christmas. And I was just like, cool. So the rest of the work on this car begins now. All right, so I'm a bit warm, as you can see on my face, but reporting in the new E38. So we're going. We're going, driving a car that's been sitting for God knows how long. About 115-ish miles. So shouldn't be awful. But let's go. Alright, off we go. Working. It's highway. Hope nothing goes wrong. Quick note, 16 miles in. Check engine light finally came on. I have to see what that's about sometime later. Right now, we've got a hell of a traffic jam. Moving along. 31 miles in now. It's about a half hour. And I don't know if it was that cigar on an empty stomach or if it's the litany of smells in here. My tummy does not feel great at all. It's not awful. It's just uneasy. But we're moving right along. It's just a mixture of old gas and just general mildew and probably a bit of mold. Whatever the ants were feasting on. There's a lot of smells in here. This is one of those times I would not mind being nose blind. But
comparison. You know, I'm not being overwhelmed with like rat piss or anything like that, but still, in terms of like organic matter, it's still a fair bit. Look at that mileage. My car could never. Alrighty. See in the background there, we're pulling up on some familiar faces. Hell yeah, we made it.
Alright, so it made it back to the headquarters. And wheel's a little bit shaky, but it made it. Also, since we're there, I mean, it looks really good with amperes on it, as an E38 does. So the first thing I'm going to do right now is just begin cleaning, straight up.